I'm Tricia McCannon, the Mysteries Expert, and welcome to the third installment in a series of short YouTube videos to really present audiences across the world to an awakening about the great mysteries of the past. As many of you know, I'm a writer, teacher, speaker, historian, and also a clairvoyant that's read for over 6,000 people all around the world. As someone who has been seen at a multidimensional level my whole life, and also researching at a physical 3D level my whole life, part of my passion is bringing these two worlds together. We could say bringing the right and the left sides of the brain into balance, the masculine and the feminine. And in installment number 1, where we begin to talk about what the mysteries are, and installment number 2, where we explained about the 3 initiation levels of the mysteries, we left off really talking about an alchemical process that was sought by all the great initiatic schools of the past, which spoke about the sacred marriage. Now, what is the sacred marriage? That may seem like a strange thing to be talking on a YouTube video about, and certainly, you know, all of us long to love and be loved. All of us seek to have a partner or a mate, someone that loves us and gets us and accepts us and really is able to receive us at the deepest level of our being. And this is, of course, one of the many meanings of the sacred marriage or of the hypergamous. But this is the pursuit for that great soulmate or that great twin flame that each of us hopes exists someplace in the universe. But there is a deeper meaning to the idea within the great ancient mystery traditions of the hypergamous or the sacred marriage. And this has to do with an internal alchemical process of fusion between our masculine and our feminine sides that allows us to awaken to, let us say, our soul essence. Now, Jesus, and many of you know, because I wrote a book on Jesus and the explosive story of the 30 lost years in the ancient mystery religions. Gee, that's such a long title, but you know, if you go look it up in Barnes & Noble or Borders, it's just Tricia McCannon, Jesus, and that makes it very simple for you to find it, or you can find it on my website. But in the title, as you can see, we talk about Jesus and we talk about how he was connected with these ancient mystery traditions, because in truth, many of us have been raised in a paradigm that believes that somehow Jesus was a carpenter who just hammered nails and suddenly became this enlightened, let us say, incarnation of God on the planet. And while I have no doubt that he was an enlightened incarnation of the divine on the planet, he certainly did travel and teach and speak in all of these different mystery schools. And one of the things he taught in his secret teachings that most people know nothing about, in the Gospel of Thomas, he talks about this alchemical or this sacred marriage that I started speaking about only moments ago, as really being like an androgen. You know, there's this famous passage where he says, when you make the two eyes into one, and the male into the female, and the female into the male, and the inner into the outer, and the outer into the inner, then ye shall see the kingdom of heaven. Now, for someone who's not an initiate, this might be a little confusing. So I would like to try to focus in this particular third installment on what this passage means, because I think it's key to everything. If you remember, also Jesus taught a most sacred symbol, the ithkus, or the fish. Now, you know, you'll see this on bumper stickers, you know, I'm a Christian, here's the fish, you know. And most Christians think it's because of the famous statement, shall we be fishers of men? Okay, now perhaps that's one of its many meanings, but that's an exoteric meaning. It's not a deeper initiatory meaning. The deeper initiatory meaning really has to do with this sacred marriage. Now, if we conceive, let us say in sacred geometry, of two circles, a circle, another circle, and the two circles overlap, what shape do they create? They create this incredible vesica piscis, the shape of the ithkus, or the fish. This was a symbol that had been sacred within the ancient mystery traditions for thousands of years. It lay at the heart of the teachings, and it was also depicted in something known as the Eye of Horus, or the Eye of Ra, or the Eye of God. Well, Horus represented truth, the Eye of Truth. Ra represented light, the eye of light, the inner eye, the awakening of the inner eye. Now, most people assume, if they know anything at all about astrology, that again this Ithcus, or this fish, represented the fact that Jesus came as the avatar, or the great Kumara, one of the four great Kumaras, or sons of God, who incarnated at the beginning of our age. Our age was the age of Pisces. That age, of course, as most of us know today, is ending. The age of Aquarius is coming in. Each one of these ages is about 2,160 years long, and I talk about them in my DVDs on the Goddess and the Cycles of Time, and 2012 in the age of Aquarius, and the importance of these great cycles in terms of opening up or closing down human evolution. Now, we are moving into a time that we are opening up our consciousness. We're opening up the possibility of remembering the concept of the sacred marriage and actually allowing ourselves to begin to participate actively in seeking such a marriage. Not only the alchemical marriage between ourselves, the masculine and feminine, the male and female sides of ourselves, but also a direct connection with the divine itself. And this is one of the things behind the mysteries that's very important for people to get. They're not merely academic or theoretical or philosophical discussions. The mental part, the masculine part, the analytical part is certainly one part of them. They are grounded, and I love that about the mysteries, that they are based in science and biology and philosophy and law and the structure of what can be perceived in the physical universe. They take that as the starting point for penetrating the secrets into the deeper levels of the divine. But the other side of the brain, the other side of this sacred marriage, the feminine side that we all have within us, is the intuitive side. This is the side that allows us to feel, allows us to suffer, to rejoice, to love, to feel empathy, to feel compassion. This is also the side that's able to open into the inner worlds, that can access clairvoyance, clear seeing, clairaudience, clear hearing, clairsentience, which is a gift of clear feeling, an empathic body knowing feeling that's centered in your solar plexus, or finally claircognizant ability, which is an ability to know things even though there's no logical way you could have known them. For example, any of you listening to this video, have you ever had the phone ring and you knew who it was, but there was no logical way you could have known? That would be claircognitive ability. Have you ever heard your name called aloud and turned around and there was no one there? That would be clairaudient ability. Or have you found yourself humming a song or bringing in a song and then stop to think, where did that come from? How did I start humming that song? That's often clairaudient ability. That can be used for many things, connecting with your guides, really tuning in and making that connection of the hierogamos, or the sacred marriage between us, the mortal person, and us, the divine higher self. And often that connection is made through the angelic kingdom. So in our next exciting installment on the mysteries, we're going to touch in on the angels. I know these presentations are so short, they just kind of give you a taste of everything. And as I've said before, I speak on everything from, the ascension process and the tree of life. The thunder, I just love the storm. It's like so exciting. I feel like God's present, while we're doing these and comes in and punctuates certain things I'm saying. The tree of life, which is the roadway back home to our own awakening of our own divinity. And as well as talking about the history of the planet Earth and the hidden history and how it's been involved with extraterrestrial life, how the Egyptian mysteries were formed, and the secrets of Isis and Thoth, the god of wisdom and the goddess of love and wisdom in Egypt, into the Jewish mysteries, the beautiful mystical teachings of Enoch and of King Solomon, into the amazing teachings of Jesus, his lost years, his secret teachings, and his connections with the Great White Brotherhood. Perhaps they're calling for me now. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Okay, talk to you later.